And there it is. Well, hello there, people and hello again. I'm TheMBmulti. Welcome to another Doki Doki Literature Club mod. It has been, I don't know, at least half a year since I played Doki Doki Literature Club for the last time on the channel. I had to take a massive break from Lost Ascension because holy fuck, I did not like that mod. At all. I really didn't like it. I'll just turn the audio down a little bit in my headset. Yeah, I really did not like Lost Ascension. I had to take a massive break. I didn't even finish it. I finished the series, but I never finished the mod because I really disliked it. Finished the series, set my final thoughts, deleted it, installed the next mod, and waited, and you know, it took a very long time for me to get in a mental state really to play any Doki Doki stuff immediately after, which didn't happen, of course. Yeah, it's just like I hated the characters so much in Lost Ascension, and it's almost started to like fester into the actual characters that I love, you know, I love Yuri in how she is portrayed normally, Sayori, Monika is a bit of a doubt, and of course Natsuki is definitely the furthest one away from anything, but yeah, I like it started to like mess up my image of the originals. Almost like I really had to take a break. Also, I've been playing Doki Doki mods non-stop for a while, so it's good to take a break on that as well. So yeah, I'm back with Doki Doki Literature Club. I never said that I was going to stop. I still have a bunch of mods lined up, and I kind of want to get through all of them eventually. Yeah, so we're just going to see how well this goes. Because, yeah, no, maybe it'll be another like series of Doki Doki mods again. Maybe I'll do this one and then not again for a very long time. I don't know. I just kind of want to keep. I do want to keep it like, you know, I don't want to wear myself out, but I do want to get through all of them eventually. You know. Well, I felt like enough time had passed, and I finished my what's it called? My Chimeria campaign on Rome 2 Total War. So I felt that it was a good moment to start at least one Doki Doki mod up, finish that, and then we'll see afterwards. I'm not going to like run series simultaneously, you know, because I bet people would like another Total War campaign, and I promised that there would be another Total War campaign, and there will be, definitely. But I'm not going to run both Doki Doki Literature Club and a Total War campaign on Tuesday and Thursday, or even alternate between one on Tuesday, one on Thursday, because then they'll never get done. I still want to keep it with 2 episodes each week, because, you know, I've got Doom Sign of Torment on Monday and Wednesday, and now I've got this on Tuesday and Thursday, and I've got a lot of Doom WOTs prepared as well, so there's lots and lots of stuff prepared. I've got, you know, there's always another Total War campaign that can be started up at any point anyway. I don't have them lined up, they're already in the game, you know, so, but I've got Doki Doki mods downloaded and lined up, ready to go. I've made thumbnails for all of them, like templates. They're all ready to go, and I've also got a whole bunch of Doom mods ready to go, made thumbnails for all of them as well, templates for all of them as well. I've fully recorded a series already, a Doom WOT that I could just upload. So yeah, I felt like these are more lined and like backed up, you know. With the Total War stuff, it's more of a sporadic, like, oh yeah, I'll do a Total War campaign. I'll start a campaign as to, you know, something. So, you know, of course, that doesn't mean the Total War is going to end. Don't worry. There will be another Total War campaign. Maybe immediately after this. I don't know. It's just so much stuff that I just want to get done. There's so many things. And that's kind of an issue. You know, there's also the Minecraft stuff. I want to do a lot of things. It's just like I need to get through it, and it kind of forces me to like switch in between various things. Anyway, enough about that. Let's talk about this mod, which is called My Doki Doki SNAFU. I can't really, yeah, there. My Doki Doki SNAFU. I don't really know what SNAFU means. I know it's like a more commonly used term. I am pretty sure that this mod is like a normal sort of dating sim storyline. But I have absolutely no idea because, again, it has been like years at this point since I downloaded it. So, I believe 2021 is when I downloaded this. Or at least it said that the version 1.2.0 was from 2021 or something. So if there is a newer version, then I really should have checked actually. But I'm not playing it. Anyway. Yeah, let's go. I've really no idea. I think it's like a normal dating sim story or whatever. Oh, I love the music from Doki Doki Literature Club. I've missed this a bit. My phone begins vibrating as soon as I step outside. Hey man, I'm gonna be running a little late today, so you can go on ahead. Try not to feel too lonely without me. Wink. This guy. That's not Sayori, okay? I sent a message simply reading K in an attempt to spare myself from any more of his nonsense. Well, him not being here will at least make me my morning a bit more peaceful. We do with the return of Doki Doki Literature Club also comes the return of me like failing at reading a bunch of times. So get ready for that. Hey! My attention is drawn to a girl waving her arms in my direction from the other side of the road. Unaware of what's going on, I immediately turn around to see if there is anyone standing behind me. Hey! Sayori! Hug! It has been like fucking months for me. Last time I opened Doki Doki Literature Club before today was the 11th of March 2023. Today it is the 17th of December. So it has been a very long time for me. She dashed across the street before stopping in front of me. Were you just gonna ignore me? Not exactly, I was trying to see who you were waving at. Huh? It was you, of course. Who else would it be? That's what I was trying to figure out. Jeez, Rock, you can be so weird sometimes. The girl starting her day off by insulting me is Sayori, someone I've known since elementary school. We used to walk to school together occasionally, but stopped around the beginning of last term. This distancing wasn't the result of anything either of us had done. It was instead caused by a third party forcing themselves into my life. Sayori and I still talk when we pass each other in school, but our relationship clearly isn't as strong as it used to be. The thought of us growing apart again causes a tugging sensation to run through my head. If by weird you mean unique and overflowing with personality, then I agree. That said, what did you expect me to think? The two of us haven't walked to school together in quite a while. Oh, well, yeah. But it's not like I don't want to. You're just always leaving early to go meet Kiba. I guess that's my friend or something. Early? There's usually only 10 minutes left before the first bell when we show up. Just how late are you leaving exactly? That's not the problem right now. Honestly. What? Questionable truancy aside, I don't even know what truancy means. You could always just walk with us. Thanks, but I'd feel bad for interrupting the two of you. Believe me, interruptions are more than welcome whenever Kiba's around. You'd actually be doing my sanity a favor. I'll keep that in mind then. With our brief reunion out of the way, we begin heading towards the school. Speaking of him, have you ever even talked to Kiba? I know the three of us have never been in the same place together before. We said hello to each other in the hall, but that's about it. He seems nice. I get the feeling she just said something mean in a really polite way. Yeah, I totally understand. Is there a reason the two of you weren't walking together again today? Two? Yeah, he said something about running late and to go on without him. I see. He seems to fidget for a second before continuing. Oh, that's right. Mark, did you know today was the last day to join a culture club? Yeah, here it comes. Here it comes. Hey, maybe you should join a club. It's been fucking months since you said that to me. Already? Man, 2 weeks goes by quick. What a drag. Is something wrong? Not really. Kiba's just been bugging me about joining the Anime Appreciation Club. That's even worse than just Anime Club. When you just say Anime Club, I mean, it's essentially, I feel like it's the same thing. But when you add the word appreciation to it, it just feels more, I don't know, lame or something. I don't know exactly if that's the correct words, but it feels less, it just feels less in a lot of ways. Ever since you heard they were looking for members a few weeks ago, which makes me think he'll be especially relentless today since it's his last chance. He knows I'm not super into anime, but still wants me to join because he's scared of not being able to make new friends. Oh, so that's why. Then do you not plan on joining a club at all this year? The thought has crossed my mind, but it would be a shame to leave the going home club after working so hard to become the president. I say this with more pride than I probably should. Jeez, Mark, this is why I'm worried you'll end up becoming a NEET. NEET sounds kinda negative. The term stay-at-home husband has a much better ring to it. But you're not married. Don't get so caught up in the little details, Sayori. What about you? Didn't you end up joining a book club or something not too long ago? Did I join a book club? It's like you're not even trying. Alright, then what parts did I get wrong? Sayori takes a second to gather herself before putting it on a smug face. You're looking at the co-founder and current vice president of our school's very first literature club. I will now allow you to praise me. That's, what does that remind me of? That reminds me of Betty from Aperture R&D, that short web series. What was it like in the first episode where Dr. Brett Register had died because he stared at the laser pointer of the turret gun, and that killed him. And then Betty, who is an android or whatever, in Portal, Wheatley, like the little ball and the corrupted cores that you defeat Wheatley with at the end of the game. Spoilers. Those cores, Betty is also a core. She's the boss of of Laboratory F-22 in the series, and she is also very sarcastic or whatever. Like she has a lot of sass. It's pretty the general way to describe her. And then in the first episode, when Dr. Brett Register had died, she makes a tribute video, and then it's I spent several minutes putting together the following tribute video. You will now enjoy it. And then the video plays, and it really reminds me of that. Hey, I will now allow you to praise me. She turned Betty there for a second. Huh? Sayori? This Sayori, the vice president of a literature club? The muscles on my face began twitching as I tried to process this information. Hey! You're thinking something mean, aren't you? Well... yeah, kinda. Her pout intensifies as she glares at me. But I think that's great, Sayori. Excuse me for the burp. Surprised or not, I'm still really proud of you. I guess that will be good enough for now. Even though she's still pouting, Sayori does seem a bit happier. The two of us stop once again as we near the school's entrance. Hey Mark, since this is our last year and you've never been in a real one before, why don't you come be a part of the literature club with me? No thanks. You didn't even consider it! Sorry, but clubs aren't really my thing. Though the barrier entry is probably pretty low if she was able to become vice president. Ow. Sayori glares at me through as though she had just read my mind. Will you at least come check out the club room? We're supposed to be having cupcakes today, so you could just stop in for one of those. Agreeing to check the place out would give me an excuse to keep Kiba from bugging me more about the anime club. Not to mention how this is my last chance to be a part of one. Still, the idea of being around strangers doesn't really tickle my fancy. Oh no, Sai. There's no like whatever it's called, like those star signs or whatever. What is it? Under the number 8, that one, shift 8. There's no shift 8s around that. So I'm actually saying it out loud. It's not like something actually happening. Alright, I'll stop in for a cupcake and to check the place out, but no promises of whether I'll actually join or not. Really? You will? Yay, I'm so happy! Don't worry, you'll definitely love it. I'll come pick you up after classes have ended. Right. Having secured my agreement, she happily skips away into the building. Visiting a literature club doesn't exactly sound like a good time, but I guess we'll just have to see how things go. Lunchtime spring semester. Alright. After grabbing some lunch from the cafeteria, I make my way to the courtyard before taking a seat in a spot that's hard to see. My goal was to hide away and think more about joining clubs, but this is shut down the instant But this is shut down the instant I feel him approaching. Hiya! Okay, so that is my friend, I guess. As though the universe knew I was trying to immerse myself in thoughts, Kiba has arrived to thoroughly stop me. I'm glad I managed to catch up with you, Mark. Oh, he's got a question mark floating around his head. But why were you tucking away in this corner all by yourself? No reason really, just figured I'd practice being more antisocial. Okay. Anyways, wasn't it anyway? Or whatever, like Yuri said that to me at one time, whatever. You know what today is, right? Oh, I have a very silly joke, but I'm not gonna make it. Let's see, today is... Give your friends peace and quiet day. That's a thing? Man, I bet the guy who came up with it had some pretty annoying friends, huh? I'm bothered by the fact that I can't tell if he's just acting like he didn't notice or genuinely missed the point. But no, today is actually the last day for people to join a cultural club. Really, how did my comment not face him at all? Oh, so that's what you meant. Yeah, I've actually already talked to someone about it. Really? Who? Sayori mentioned it on our way to school earlier. We ran into each other and ended up walking together. Sayori, huh? Didn't she help start a literature club not too long ago? Yeah, and apparently made herself vice president in the process. For real? No offense, but she doesn't really seem like the bookish type. Because she's not. There's no telling what possessed her to go along with it. Blackmail, maybe. Isn't that example way too extreme? You can never tell with how people act these days. Do you really believe there's someone out there who's willing to threaten a high school girl just to get a book club formed? I mean, Kiba, you don't know Monika but as well as I do, but we are talking about Monika here indirectly. If so, your personality is worse than I thought. Perhaps. Well, regardless of why, I'm honestly just surprised she hasn't asked you to join up with her yet. Funny how you should say that. She actually did ask me to check the place out after school today. Though I can't exactly say I'm fond of the idea. the classic anime face like, what did you just say? The hell? Murderous intent begins seeping from Kiba. You're telling me your cute childhood friend personally invited you to join her club and you don't want to? Do you have any idea the wars that have been caused by such privilege and arrogance? Calm down, you psycho. I've told you 100 times there's nothing like that going on between us. And do you really expect me to believe something so ridiculous? Neighbors who became childhood friends spent their whole adolescence together and then applied to the same high school? I may miss a lot of things, Mark, but I can't read between those lines plain as day. I'm telling you that you need a reality check. Stories of childhood friends growing up and falling in love only exist in fictitious media. Kiba's stare grows stronger, as though he's trying to uncover some secret I don't even have. It's like how you have a sister, right? Would you ever date her? Wait, is that what you're into? You're upset because Sayori isn't your sister? You sick of me, Mark. Die. No, you creep, that's not the point. There are animated visual novels where guys date their sisters, right? Even though stuff like that doesn't actually happen in real life. My relationship with Sayori is the same way. As Kiba thinks this over, I feel a slight pain and some throbbing in my head. I guess talking about these things still manages to strike a nerve, even if the conversation is as nonsensical as this. Of course I understand, Mark. There's no reason to get so worked up. I was only messing with you. Judging by the way he flat out told me to die a few seconds ago, I can safely assume he was not only messing with me. I'm still super jealous though. The things I'd give to have a cute childhood friend like her. Although, that ship has probably sailed once you reach our age, huh? You could always try getting a normal girlfriend like every other non-delusional person. No, the feelings just wouldn't be the same. I watch idly as Kiba has some bizarre moment of reflection. Oh well, can't do anything about it now. But if you're serious about there being nothing going on between the two of you, does that mean you could properly introduce us? Absolutely not. Huh? You didn't even think about it. Well, let's go back to the sister argument. Seriously, dude, what's your obsession with my sister? She's only 15. Stop being a creep. Shut up for a second. Think of it this way. How would you feel if someone tried dating your sister? That's easy. I would personally destroy any criminal who even tried laying a hand on her. See? I'm like that with Sayori too. The idea of other people getting too close to her bothers me for the same reason you want to defend your sister. You've got a point. But hey, you know me. I wouldn't be like introducing her to a stranger. Oh, whoops. It wouldn't be like introducing her to a stranger. Kiba, I don't want you dating her because I know you. Or because I know you. Even though it feels like you just said something really mean, I can't understand where you're coming from. Good. Now will you hurry up and sit down so we can eat? I can already feel how cold my food has gotten. Oh yeah, sorry about that. We talk and eat for a while before getting ready to return to our classes. But Kiba stops me right as we're about to leave. You said you weren't sure about whether or not you would join Sayori's club, right? Yeah, I haven't fully decided yet. This might not be my place to say, but I think you should. Oh, and why is that? It's just, I don't know. She went out of her way to invite you, so I think seeing you actually join would mean a lot to her. Or something like that. He's not wrong. It doesn't take a psychologist to figure out how happy she was when I agreed to stop by. Yeah, my life must really be flipped upside down if I'm taking advice to you. But thanks, I'll keep that in mind. Yeah, whatever. See you later, Mark. And with that, we parted ways. After school, spring semester. I stand waiting by my desk once the final bell has rung. Wonder if Sayori forgot about coming to pick me up. Unlikely. We could have just met near the club, as she told me which room it was in. Oh well, not like I agreed to join anyways. The sound of heavy breathing comes through the door. What the hell? I reach for the door with equal amount of curiosity and confusion welling up inside me. But what's on the other side doesn't exactly warrant much surprise. Sayori stands in front of me, hunched over and gasping for air. Want me to call an ambulance? Mark, what are you doing here? This is my classroom, remember? You told me to wait here until classes ended? Oh, yeah. I was just making sure you hadn't forgotten. Right. So, is everything okay? You were standing at a 90-degree angle when I opened the door. My last class was in the East Wing, and I didn't want to leave you waiting for too long, so I sort of ran the whole way over here. Guess that makes sense, since the East Wing is on the opposite side of the building. Actually, would running here really have taken her this long? Sure, she may not be the most athletic looking girl, but just how slow is she? Hey, you're thinking something mean again, aren't you? Wow, did you become a psychic recently? You weren't supposed to agree to that, you big meanie. Sorry, I was just trying to get in a few hits while I still can. I imagine it will be in your territory once we reach the club room. The club! That's right! Come on, everybody's probably waiting. Not giving me time to respond, she grabs my arm and begins pulling me through the hall. Familiar looking hallway. Oh, you're not gonna say I sold my soul for a cupcake? That's usually what happens when you enter this hallway for the first time. My borderline kidnapping ends. Oh, whoa. It's close enough. When we arrive in front of a third-year classroom. Sayori doesn't even give me a moment to collect myself before swinging open the door and throwing me inside. Like, I imagine Sayori actually like genuinely like grabbing me in a chokehold and then throwing me over her shoulder into the room. Like me crashing into some of these fucking tables and shit. Like ultra aggressive out of absolute nowhere. Like, you know, laying there on the floor. What the fuck, Sayori? What the hell was that? And then all the other girls are like, wow, Sayori, relax. Needless to say, I was not prepared for what I had gotten tossed into. Damn, that girl's gonna kill me one of these days. Having recovered... Hey, hi everybody. Oh, long time no see! I mean, this is a new universe, so we've never met before, but... Oh, long time no see. Hi Yuri. Hi Monika. Natsuki. Having recovered from my shove, I look ahead to find 3 girls watching me with pure bewilderment on their faces. I'm back, sorry for taking so long everybody. The perplexed trio all but ignore Sayori as they continue trying to decipher what kind of creature I am. That is sexist. Hello? My name is Mark, it's nice to meet you all. They all take a second to process the situation before anyone speaks up. Oh, so I'd instantly know that she's called Monika? I mean, I know, but you know, my character magically knows as well. Oh, so you're who she was talking about. Sorry, Mark. So Yuri told us she was bringing someone by. It's not like we weren't expecting you. Your entrance was just a bit surprising. I shoot Sayori a quick grimace before responding. No worries. I'm sure you're happy to have a vice president who carries out her duties so energetically. Of course. Though I didn't expect her to take the role of recruiter quite so seriously. An awkward laugh stems from Sayori's direction. But now that you're here, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Monika from Class 3A and the current president of the Literature Club. Why is it Literature Club capitalized? It's nice to meet you. Yeah, I guess even class stars have to do proper introductions from time to time. But wasn't the Monika on a debate team or something? How'd she end up president of a literature club? You two should introduce yourselves as well. Oh, right. My name is Yuri. I'm in class 3C. It's very nice to meet you. She does a polite bow before stepping out of the way. With all the formality, this girl seems more suited to be the suited to the student council than a literature club. Natsuki, also from class 3C. Oh, okay, so you're in the same class as Yuri. Natsuki, also from class 3C. There seems to be an unusually large amount of hostility coming from the pink-haired one. Wait, class 3C? This girl's a 3rd year? Talk about shocking, I had no idea anyone in our grade was so petite. You got a problem? Not exactly. I was just surprised we're all seniors and haven't met prior to now. Her glare tells me she isn't fully convinced by my excuse. Not meeting all your peers is actually pretty common given the size of our student body, but it's not as though we're total strangers. Natsuki and Yuri are in the same class, and you and Sayori seem to have known each other for quite some time. Plus, I believe the two of us were also in the same homeroom last year. So she remembers me, huh? I'd almost feel honored, if not for how she... Alright, no, it's okay everyone! Monika, that's your catchphrase is okay everyone. Alright then, with introductions out of the way, we actually had some cupcakes prepared today as the request of our vice president. Monika? Ah, now I understand. So here we had them bring cupcakes to bait me into coming. Is everything okay? Your face has become awfully red all of a sudden. No problems here. With her grand scheme exposed, Sayori ducks away while fidgeting with her fingers. Not want to let effort go unwarranted, I find myself ruffling her hair. She's blushing as well, I mean of course. Might want to let others in on your plot next time. Don't know what you don't know what you're talking about. Ugh. Can we hurry and eat already before these two make me lose my appetite? Huh? Oh, here, I'll help you get the cupcakes. Then allow me to prepare some tea for everybody. Even with the cheery vibe, there's still a tinge of awkwardness in the air. Shouldn't be surprised considering they're dealing with a total outsider at the moment. These thoughts swirl around my head as I follow Monika to the collection of desks and chairs. These are so cute! Sayori's getting excited about something on the other end of the room as we sit down at the makeshift table. The object of her affection doesn't stay secret for long, though as a tray of cupcakes is soon laid in front of me. Each one was decorated to look like a little cat, with eyes and ears being decorated out of icing. What do you think, Mark? Aren't they super adorable? Adorable may be right, but where do you even buy cupcakes like these? Is having a potential member come visit really worth buying custom-made cupcakes? No, they're not. Well, they are custom-made, but not bought. You know, they're from what's it called? They're from Natsuki, obviously. What's that girl called again? I have no idea. Made like over 100 episodes of this game with all the mods. But yeah, I still don't know. She got pink hair or something, or whatever. While I'm lost in thought, wondering about the advancement of cupcake technology, a tea set and several cups are also placed on the table. Would you care for some as well, Mark? Oh, yes please. After thinking Yuri, I can't help but stare at the above-average tea set that just appeared out of nowhere. The teacher has allowed us to keep this stored in the closet ever since the club was formed, in case you're curious. She promptly answers the question on my mind without me even having to ask. I see. Do you always drink tea during meetings? Not always, but I would say more often than not. Well, drinking tea while reading in a quaint room like this does sound rather relaxing. Yes, exactly! Would be kind of funny if she went super like enthusiastic on himself. Yes, exactly! Nobody seems to understand. Indeed, I'm actually rather fond of that feeling. So fond, she begins zoning out at the thought. What about you, Mark? Do you enjoy reading in your free time? The question is innocent enough, but there's still some discomfort in my chest as she asks. Yeah, something along those lines. Books used to be my main source of entertainment, but that changed around my first year in high school. Oh? Her blatant curiosity causes the discomfort to grow slightly stronger. 10 minutes in and I already get to lie? Wonderful. My mom has been a pretty prominent bookworm for as long as I can remember. Must have picked the habit up from her at some point. And the reason you stopped reading so much? Is she messing with me? How can you be so nosy with someone you just met? Life got busier once I entered high school. Less free time led to less reading, which eventually ended with the hobby falling to the wayside. As I'm sharing my story, I notice Sayori's expression becoming increasingly downcast. I see. Then perhaps joining this club will allow you to once again have time to read like you used to. Yeah, maybe. Conscious not to let the topic linger on me, I turn my attention to the cupcakes. Eating sweets isn't usually on my mind, but seeing as how this is the quickest route to avoid more talking, munch. You see, there are the things are there. It wasn't with sight, so I said that one out loud. Like this, this is not me saying munch. This is or something like that. Well, if you bite into a cupcake and you then it's not a good cupcake. It's like a very hard apple or something. These are really, really good. Yeah, make more, Sayori, Natsuki. My tempered expectations are blown away as a sweet, almost homemade. How is that possible? Taste fills my mouth. Where did you get these cupcakes from? Where? Oh, I see. Nobody appears to have told you. These cupcakes were actually made by our very own resident baker, Natsuki. Hey! I don't remember becoming the club's resident baker. You seriously made... Oh, that's me, sorry. You seriously made these? Well, yeah. What about it? I'm just impressed is all. They taste and look so good. I assume they were custom made at some high-class bakery or something. Thanks, Natsuki. Why are you thinking me? It's not like I made them for you or anything. After she says this, I can't help but recall the seminar Kiba once presented me on modern workings of a tsundere. Surely that was a coincidence, and my mentality has just been tainted by his wisdom. Trying to ignore Natsuki's occasional red-faced glances, I continue working through my cupcake and tea. The four girls fall into what seemed like routine conversation after a few minutes of eating. Natsuki's face once again takes a crimson tone as Sayori gives her cupcakes a raving review. Rave reviews, shut your face! Oh, I love Brian, bless it. And we all thank Yuri for the tea as she begins collecting our cups and her tea set. My focus happens to land on Monika in the middle of all of this. The fact she remembered me is oddly unsettling for some reason. Class star or not, my ability to become invisible in a crowd is one of few things I take pride in. Maybe if she had been the class rep, this would be more understandable, but I clearly recall her turning down the position to focus on her clubs. Some tension flows through my temples as the memories slowly come back. Having her in the same homeroom seemed like a blessing at first, given how she was bound to draw any and all attention, but that was little more than wishful thinking once she became the ideal we all measured against. I honestly had a grudge against her for most of the year because of it, stupid as that may sound. But what could I do? The constant comparisons would always remind me of... Mark? Her words quickly break off my train of thought. Did you need something, Monika? Well, you've just been staring at me for a while now, so I was wondering if everything is okay. Oh, sorry about that. It's just a little lost in thought. Didn't mean to gawk or make you uncomfortable. I see. I'm glad to hear you weren't thinking anything ill-fitting of a literature club candidate. What? You weren't thinking anything ill-fitted of a... Okay. Ill-fitting? Wait, did you just call me a... You didn't tell me your friend was a pervert, Sayori. There is Natsuki, there she is. Huh? Pervert? That's not... Mark isn't... He wouldn't... Would you mind saying that with a bit more confidence? Thwack! She receives a quick and justifiable karate chop to the head. Ow! Don't worry, Natsuki. I believe it's still too early to declare whether Mark is a deviant or not. You're not exactly helping my case, you know? Well, I guess this kind of bullying is par for the course when you're the only guy in a group of girls. I've managed to learn a bit more about each of the other members during the several minutes of light-hearted banter leading up to now. For instance, Yuri enjoys reading serious psychological novels, while Natsuki prefers less complex cutesy stuff. Even though she isn't cute, as by her decree. Along with their taste in literature, the two girls also appear to have polar opposite personalities. Yuri would practically begin shaking whenever Natsuki's voice hit a certain decibel. I can 100% imagine. Interesting, as they both seem. However, these two weren't the only ones who grabbed my attention. There was also Monika, who didn't appear to be any different from how she was back when we were in homeroom together. She isn't the kind of person who could pass as your best friend after only knowing you for a day. No surprise there. Last but not least was Sayori, who, as you'd expect, was Sayori. Nothing more, nothing less. My goal of listening quietly while trying to learn more about everyone is interrupted when the elephant in the room suddenly gets brought up. Now that you have a general idea of the club's atmosphere, what do you think? Are you interested in joining? There's something I'd like to know before making my decision, if that's okay. Of course, ask whatever is on your mind. Does this club have any designated activities, like extracurricular stuff it does on a regular basis? Designated activities? Didn't we mention this earlier? We were going to, but kinda kept getting sidetracked. I see, sorry about that. But the answer would be no, we don't have anything quite so formal. our time is mostly spent reading or writing, or having discussions about what we've recently read or wrote. Of course, this isn't to say that we haven't done anything that may fall into the category of extracurricular. The club hasn't been around for very long, but we've held some spur-in-the-moment activities at the recommendation of our members. We also fully intend to participate in both the summer and fall festivals. I see. Part of me thought they've just been putting on airs to make me think the club was super relaxed or something, but it really does seem to be easygoing with little in the way of required effort, not to mention the small number of members. In that case, yeah, I'd be happy to join the literature club. Really? You're seriously gonna join? Sure, I don't have any reason not to. Yes! I'm so happy! Sayori immediately wraps her arms around me and begins jumping up and down. Hey! The others turn their attention towards me as I try prying off the vice president. I also love how he calls her the vice president. Like, go, relax, Sayori, chill. I'm glad to hear you've decided to join the club after all. Consider yourself lucky. And I'd be super pissed if you just came for the cupcakes. Then it's official. Welcome to the literature club. Yeah, thanks for having me. Oh, and one more thing that might be good to know. The club meets every day of the week, but attendance isn't necessarily required since we don't have any set activities. We'd still like you to come as often as you can, but don't worry too much if you end up not being able to make it. In those instances, just try to let me know ahead of time. I'll also inform everyone beforehand if we have to cancel a meeting. So you won't have to worry about him missing. You won't have to worry about him missing, Monika. Mark has never anything important to do this time of day anyways. Oh, is that right? Ow! She cowers down as I begin to roughly rustle her hair. Make me sound like a slacker, will ya? Sorry! My attention returns to Monika once the cheeky vice president has been dealt with. We said to let you know ahead of time if I'm going to miss, right? Is telling Sayori good enough, or is there another way for me to contact you? We actually have a messaging group for the club where you can inform us of such things such as absences. It's also how you'll receive news about cancelled meetings. I'll have our vice president add your email, now that you're a member. Right, Sayori? Oh, no, that's Monika saying that. Right, Sayori? Yes, ma'am. She mumbles while rubbing over her head. Okay, everyone, there it is. With that settled, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Oh, we're not writing poems immediately? And so, my first day in the literature club has now officially come to an end. Sayori stands pouting in front of the doorway. The staring contest doesn't last long before ending exactly how you'd expect. Aren't you gonna say something? Oh yeah. Good afternoon, Sayori. Wonderful weather we're having today. Ah! She lets out a shrill shriek, which probably left every dog in the neighborhood running for cover. Geez, that's not what I meant. Oh, then would you mind giving me a hint? She immediately points to the top of her head. You want me to check for lice? No, you big meanie! Look how badly you messed up my hair. oh yeah, it definitely doesn't always look like that at all. Really? Here I thought I was doing you a favor by fixing it. Can't fault the guy for an honest mistake. The face slowly takes the form of a predator ready to strike down its prey. Guess now would be a good time to lay off. Causing a commotion on my first day would likely come back to bite me in the ass. Sorry, Sayori, I might have gone a little overboard. But don't worry about your hair. The messing is part of what makes you cute. Cute? Yeah, looks like she still reads a blatant lip service even after all these years. Well, I guess it was kind of messy to begin with. I silently slip past her as she continues trying to bury her blush. You coming? Huh? Since we're both here, I figured we could walk home together. Unless you've got somewhere else to be. Nope, we totally can. Let me just grab my stuff real quick. While the club meeting went smoothly enough, I'm soon presented with another difficult situation. This time involving Sayori. Between me joining her club and the bonus of us walking together, you'd think she'd be on cloud 9 right about now. But that high she was riding came crashing down about halfway through our commute. Given our expressions usually land within the range of happy and manic, most people would think something truly awful had happened if they saw her like this. Of course, I've been friends with her long enough to know she isn't always brimming with joy, but I'm also aware of how hard she tries to hide whenever she's feeling down. Judging by how she looks now, she's probably so lost in thought that she isn't aware of her appearance. My ability to handle her more serious side has never been particularly good, but seeing her this way never fails to make my chest hurt. Guess I'll need to break the ice first. Hey, Sayori, mind if I ask you something? No need to look so somber. It's just a small detail I've been thinking about it for a while now. Sure. I don't mind, but hearing you ask for permission first is a little scary. Sorry, this is important, so I wanted to give you some time to brace yourself. Brace myself? It's just, well, I've been wondering. Have you gained weight? What? What do you mean gained weight? It looks like that worked well enough. Getting her to talk would have been nearly impossible had she kept brooding. Do you really think that was big lunch? And she becomes less and less coherent until I finally decide her brain is in need of a good rebooting. Thump. Ow! Hopefully a quick forehead flick will be enough to realign her nervous system. What was that for? I was scared you'd start speaking in tongues and I didn't want to end up getting cursed. It would have been your fault for saying something so mean. Don't you know you're supposed to be considerate when talking to girls? Yes, but I also don't want to do anything that would reinforce gender stereotypes. Jeez, how can you say stuff like that? Do you really think I've gained weight? Nope, not in the slightest. Plus, I likely wouldn't notice even if you did. Huh? Then why did you say that? Because you've been sulking for a while and I wanted to find out why. Sulking? Yeah, you started acting really down not long after we left the club. I was hoping I'd be able to help if you told me what was going on. Sorry, Mark. So you're keeping it to yourself after all? No, I'm sorry for asking you to join the club. This comes so far out of left field. Out of nowhere, I guess, what that means. I stand dumbstruck for a moment before realizing nobody is speaking. Oh, hold on, why are you apologizing? Well, it's just... You looked really upset when Yuri asked if you liked reading, and when you started talking about your mom. I noticed Sayori's mood drop during that conversation, but I didn't expect it to keep nagging at her. Should have known better. This situation is my fault. I've been friends with Sayori long enough to know that she'll carry stuff like this, with her forever if you don't step in. It's something I've been acutely aware of and have tried dodging for the majority of our time together. I tried wearing a convincing smile while resting my hand on her head. The world would be a better place if your attention to detail translated to other things, you know? She doesn't respond, leaving me to speak in a more serious manner. Listen, I'll admit to being a little uneasy at the time, but only because of how long it's been since I last thought about that stuff. Joining the club was my decision, one I wouldn't have made if it had seemed like too much to handle. So don't worry too much. So don't worry so much, okay? That's all in the past now. These words feel especially shallow being told to Sayori. She knows more than anyone about my situation and how poorly I've handled it for the last few years. Are you sure? I don't want you to be uncomfortable because of me. I'm positive. The connection between the two hadn't even occurred to me until Yuri's question. Come on. Your beauty will go to waste if you keep frowning. You really don't play fair, you know that? I had a vague understanding. With this, we continue on towards our houses. Sayori does seem to be in a somewhat better mood, but now I feel like the one who's brooding. She always gets downcast whenever anything related to my family's situation comes up. Even after all these years, I've noticed how she deliberately takes steps to avoid topics that even slightly coincide with my past. She was probably so excited about asking me to join the club that she legitimately didn't make a connection between the two. Jeez, the school really is too nice for her own good. Yeah, that is Sayori. But I usually spend my time after school studying, making dinner, and then going for the occasional jog. What? Well, this version of me is. Not real me, by the way. Attending the club meeting today totally drained me. Socializing has never been my strong suit, but hopefully I'll grow more accustomed to being around the others. Thinking this, I scarfed down a plate of leftovers before retiring to my bedroom. Random Thursday. Oh, there we go. Not just a random Thursday. April 7th of some year. Alright, that's a perfect time to end it off. There we go. That is the first day of My Doki Doki SNAFU. Yeah. Just like, as of now, a little bit of a reworked version of joining the club. I like it. I like it when they keep like various things the same, but then also like sprinkle a little bit of their own creativity into it, you know? Like, it's still Sayori that brought me to the club. It's still Sayori who tricked Natsuki into making the cupcakes. It's still, you know, Sayori being super happy when I actually do join. It's still Natsuki being like, seriously, you brought a boy? You know, it's still Yuri being very, like, calm and, you know, like, sort of like, you know, if you like kind of like read between the lines, you can see that she's very excited, but like she tries to be super like whatever, you know. It's still, yeah, Monika, the class president, the fucking star of the school, wondering why on earth is she in a fucking tiny literature club instead of like the highest the debates club or whatever. So, you know, it's still, those things are still the same, but here of course they introduced that Kiba or whatever his name was, the friend, the guy. You know, it was not necessarily like Sayori like pulling, like me being super reluctant to do so. I kind of like, I mean, I was a bit, my character was a bit reluctant to join, but you know, it was a bit not as reluctant as in the main game, pretty much. You know, like there is still some differences and some similarities, and I like that. Like the general way of how it happened is still the same, but then various like minor checkpoints are different or whatever. You know, like they use the sort of the general way of how the MC joins the literature club, but then they also like made it their own. You know, so I do like that. So yeah, yeah. I mean, we haven't really seen anything too crazy yet, of course, but yeah, it's very positive so far. I mean, not that many spelling mistakes. I've only spotted one. There could have been more, but I spotted one. And yeah, just, you know, like I said, I love that their own spin on the original story so far, and yeah. But then again, of course, we haven't really delved into it yet, but I'm pretty sure when I played Lost Ascension, I was already like complaining a lot at this point, so that's a massive step up. But to be honest, Lost Ascension laid the bar so goddamn low that you would actually have to go limbo dancing to go underneath that. So it's super easy for My Doki Doki SNAFU. And what I do remember is that this mod was like rather highly acclaimed. That could be wrong, because again, it's been like 2-3 years since I downloaded it and read anything about it, so that could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that this was like, this is a good one. And so far, like I said, everything looks fine, so we'll see. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you're excited for some more Doki Doki Literature Club. Like I said, I will finish this mod, and I don't know whether I'll immediately do another one afterwards, or if I go back to some more Total War content more often, whatever, but like I said, I've got tons of Doki Doki mods lined up that I've downloaded and made thumbnail thumbnail templates for that I want to get done on my channel at some point once. So, you know, from time to time I'm going to be working down the list of all the mods that I've downloaded. And it's quite a list, so would not be surprised if it ends up having more than 1,000 episodes at one point in my Doki Doki full playlist, because I've got a separate section of the Doki Doki stuff, of course, on my channel. I've got the separate playlist, and I've got one playlist with all Doki Doki episodes all together at once. Like, the one giant playlist with everything. So, with all of the mods, and if they're all like blue sky, if they're like they only have to be like a few blue skies kind of mods in here. And we're gonna like tip over 1,000 episodes at one point. So, yeah, don't know how I feel about that exactly. But we'll see. We'll just, yeah, and like I said, I don't really want to overwork it with this. I don't want to, like, churn out fucking thousands of hours of Doki Doki content in, like, a week on end. You know, I do want to, like, keep it, like, a little, like, you know, mellow, like in a little, like, a train, like like that, you know, that steam powered train in Roller Coaster Tycoon, that little miniature railway train, like, just like a gentle ride. It's just like, you know, like mellow, slowly churning them out, not like a fucking factory mass producing them, like getting sick with the game or whatever. And just like, you know, like keep it mellow, just, you know. So from time to time, maybe I'll just boot up a Doki Doki mod. I've been fucking training myself to say what because of Doom, and now it's actually a mod in this case, so now I'm saying what accidentally. But yeah, My Doki Doki SNAFU is going to be on Tuesday and Thursday from now on until I finished it. Afterwards, don't know, maybe another Doki mode right away, maybe we're gonna go back to Total War immediately. I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, hope you're excited. If you want to check out any of my other Doki Doki content, there is an entire special section in my playlists section, or in my homepage, because they updated YouTube and removed the thing, which I find very stupid. If you go to my YouTube page, you can scroll down, you can see my series that are currently active, and you see like sections with all my playlists. There's a completely separate Doki Doki section. All of my Doki Doki series are in there. Like I said, in separate playlist for every single mod and every, you know, main game, the regular Doki Doki Literature Club, the original game, Doki Doki Plus, and every single mod in a separate playlist, and one big playlist with all of the episodes all together. If you for some reason want to fucking binge watch everything all together at all time or whatever. So if you want more Doki Doki content, check that special section. All my Doki Doki Let's Plays have been listed there in chronological order. So check it out if you want more Doki Doki content from me. So nicely organized, like a true Roman should. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Click the like button if you did. Subscribe to join the Roman army, and I'll see you in the next one. See you later, Romans. Buonete.